Hi, Candace here. I'm trying something new here, a live video on Facebook and recording it at the same time. So I'm not sure how it's going to go. This is the first time I'm doing it, so bear with me if things don't go as well as I hope they will. So today I want to share with you one of the holistic health options that I have been using to help me stay as strong as I can physically and mentally while being a caregiver for my husband in the last year or so. So let me just get things set here. It looks like the video is not working on Facebook. So I'm going to turn that off. Looks like I can't use the camera in two different places. So anyway, so what I'm sharing today has to do with stem cells, and maybe some of you have heard it in the news about if you inject stem cells from another part of your body to help a different part of your body, it can help to repair that part of the body. Or you could get it from another person if your stem cells, I guess, are deemed not healthy enough or whatever. And then there's the stem cell patch, which actually activates your own stem cells and lets your body figure out how to repair itself from the inside out. So that's what I actually have been using in conjunction with some other things. So I have to tell you, I'm not 100% sure that it's the patch that has helped me. I actually believe it's a combination of things that I've done. So I'm going to be sharing in each video a different thing that I have been using, and then you can decide for yourself if it's something that you want to try. And I would suggest trying one thing at a time and then combining them if you can be that disciplined. I couldn't at the time because I was very anxious to help my husband get better. So some of these things did help him on certain days and some days not, because he was, now that I look at it in retrospect, I realized that he was like too far gone. It's like if you think about a tire, like say you have a flat tire. Now, when you first get the flat tire, if you take care of it, like say you have some Fix-A-Flat and you pull over and you put that Fix-A-Flat in there and it seals the hole, it's a temporary fix. It's not meant to be forever. Usually people put that in, and then once they have enough money to buy a new tire, then they'll replace it, right? But let's say you have like a slow leak and then you decide, well, you know what, I can live with it. I'll just keep pumping air in there. And because I don't have any Fix-A-Flat, let's say. And so you keep going, and then that hole gets bigger, and maybe you get another hole, another crack in your tire. So now your tire is really bad, and you're like, okay, now I really have to do something, because every time I feel air in there, it's flat like really quick. So then you decide, let me go get the Fix-A-Flat. But now the Fix-A-Flat is not enough, because you got the hole's too big, or you got more than one hole or crack or whatever. So now you have to replace the whole tire. So that's kind of the situation with my husband. He went from stage 3 renal failure, kidney failure, to stage 4, and then the final stage 5. So, he tried things here and there and just wasn't consistent enough to really make a big difference in the end. But then again, I also believe, everything happens for a reason. So maybe if he had been consistent every day, it still wouldn't have made a difference, because God just decided his fate from the get-go was that he was going to pass on to heaven at age 51. So anyway, Sorry, I got off on a tangent there, but just wanted to kind of let you know that, this is an option that you could try. If you don't have a major chronic health issue, then you have a better chance of it working for you. But I don't want you to give up hope if you do have a really chronic illness. And even if you're end stage, you never know. Maybe this is the thing God wants you to try and do to get your life turned around. So anyway, so the stem cell patch, let me show you. So it looks like this, and it basically looks like a round Band-Aid. You just take off the backing. It's got sticky stuff on here. Okay, and what I usually do is, well, usually I put it on the back of my neck, but because I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see that, I'm just going to show you. You can put it basically anywhere on the body. There's 2 points that they recommend right off the bat, just because they're very central points. I like to put it here, right where my 2 bones are, the collarbones, and stick it right there. And I'm only taking off half just to make it easy to move around if I want. So you just stick it right there, and it's going, what I noticed that it does for me is that it makes me have more energy. So even though I may have not had enough sleep and eating right, or, there's the basic pillars of holistic health, which I covered in another video. So I'll put a link to that, I think, in the description of this one, just in case you didn't see that one. But anyway, so if you don't, take your vitamins and eat healthy and all that, that's going to make your body weak. And that's when you can get sick, and you're going to have low energy, and you're going to be groggy and all that. And so I used the stem cell patch. It's called X39, by the way. Almost every day. I mean, it kind of depended. Some days I forgot, to tell you the truth, because like my schedule just got thrown or whatever. Or some days I just felt like, well, let me try without and see, because I don't want to be dependent on the patches where I feel like I can't live without them. But I wanted to improve my life, improve my health. So I feel like, oh, okay, I feel like I'm pretty good. So let me try without and see how it goes. But but there's been days where I didn't see a difference, and then there's been days where I did see a big difference. Like I was really like not on my game. I felt like I wanted to take a nap all the time, and kind of not clear-headed, and well, you get the idea. So I noticed that when I did use it, that it seemed to boost my immune system, because I had to go to the hospital and a lot of medical buildings with my husband as his caregiver. And I was fearful that I could get something, get some kind of cold or flu or infection. Because when you go to enough of these places, you're exposing your body to all these germs and things that could make you sick. So I think only one time I got like a slight cold, and it didn't last very long. It's like I got the sniffles and maybe had a little bit of congestion for like one day, and then it was gone. Granted, I was doing other things too besides this, but I really believe that this strengthened my immune system, my organs. It helps with blood flow. So it generates cells in your body to repair things, such as you got blood that's going throughout your whole body. Your blood is the nourishment for all your cells, delivering all the things that you've eaten or whatnot, your oxygen. So I noticed that now I'm 48, and I started perimenopause, I feel like about 10 years ago. The first signs of it started with being tired and having worsened memory, and then in the last 5 years I've noticed hot flashes and things like that that were definitely like the menopause stuff. And my period had been kind of sporadic, so sometimes it was like hardly there, and I think one month it totally skipped, and I was like happy. I'm like, oh yay, it's almost over. But now it's the opposite. I feel like my period has now gone to being regular again, and the blood flow is like when I was in my upper 20s or 30s. So I definitely feel a difference there. So, and then my sleep has also improved in the sense that, like, a lot of times I would only get maybe 6 hours sleep, and normally I'm a person who likes to get 7 to 8 hours sleep to really feel normal, not groggy and grumpy. And I noticed that if I had only 6 hours sleep in the morning, then I wouldn't feel bad. So that was amazing to me, because I know before, if I only had 6 hours sleep more than once in, like, let's say a few weeks, I would end up getting sick. I would end up getting sniffles and then sore throat and ear infection or sinus infection. And so I didn't get any of that. I don't even remember. Well, let's see. Yeah, maybe in the last year I got one slight ear infection where my ears felt stuffy and kind of achy. But again, it went away really quick. So I had one time where I had it for like 2 weeks. This was like in, I don't know, 2010 or something. And it was really bad. I had to go to the urgent care and get antibiotics, and I was out for like 10 days or more from work. I had to take antibiotics. So, it took a while for me to get back to normal. I think I didn't work for maybe 2 days, but then I forced myself to work. But anyway, so let's see, what else did I notice? Oh, inflammation. I have, or I should say I had, because I don't feel it anymore, arthritis in my neck. So that was from working on a computer. I used to be a data analyst, sitting in front of a computer for like 8+ hours a day. One time it was 17 hours. Granted, I did have a few breaks in there to eat and go to the bathroom, but a lot of times I would be working for like 4 hours straight, not getting up at all, in the same position, with my head like kind of tilted forward. So all this pressure is on the base of my neck, and my shoulders all hunched forward. And so, yeah, that took a toll on my neck. And I would get to the point where I couldn't drive my car because I couldn't check my blind spot like this. It would literally hurt. I would be like, ow, ow. And my husband had to drive me to work a few times. Or I worked from home, yeah, so I didn't have to drive. But I mean, that's pretty sad if you can't even like turn your neck. Like my husband would talk to me, and I had to like turn. I'd be like, I have to turn my whole body to see him. So it's like ridiculous. But anyway, so that's inflammation in the neck that causes that. Inflammation is really, I think, the cause of a lot of our pains and aches, because the joints, the tissues they're overused. And so then the body's reaction is to send blood or what have you to that site to try help it. But so that causes you pain because it's too much, right? So that's your body signaling to you, okay, stop doing whatever you're doing that's causing this so we can reverse it, right? But we're stubborn and we're like, oh, I need to, get my work done, or I'm just going to do this for, 1 more hour, and then 4 hours later, that was my case. So anyway, so I noticed that, like you can see, I can turn my neck with no problem. I don't have any pain at all. Before I would get to like the furthest point like this, and I could feel like this pulling sensation. It felt like I was a puppet, and there was a string from the back of my ear to the base of my neck, like somebody was pulling on it. So whenever I get stressed out, I notice that will tighten up, and I need to do some like stretching and stuff. But the stem cell patches definitely helped with keeping that at bay. Because before, I went to a chiropractor, I went to massage therapists, and they would loosen it up for like less than a week. And then I'd be back like a week or two. Well, actually, I was going every 2 weeks, I think, to the chiropractor. And then eventually my insurance wouldn't pay for it, and I couldn't afford it. So, but these patches, I mean, if you've ever been to a chiropractor and had to pay out of pocket, you know that it's around $100 a session. I know massage therapists, the good ones, are like $75 and up. Sometimes they have a special where it's like around $50, but you know, that's usually not the case unless you have like a package deal and you're going to them like say once a week or something. You know, then they cut you a deal because you're going to be there 4 times in a month. So, but so these patches are very affordable in the sense that one patch. So this one patch here, you get a packet of. You can't just buy one. It doesn't make sense because you got to wear one. One lasts you 12 hours, up to 12 hours. So what it's doing is basically reflecting your energy back into your body and stimulating the peptide that, I don't want to get too scientific, but this is what I've learned, is that there's a peptide in your body, a copper peptide that activates your stem cells. And so that's what this is doing. There's no drugs or anything. It's not like steroids or any kind of chemical. It's just got little tiny crystals in here. So let me put this up to the camera. Let's see. It's hard to see with the glare, but so yeah, it's amazing that this little thing can do all this. But you do have to wear it for at least 6 weeks to see really significant differences. So some of the things that you can see are that, well, so I already told you about the energy and being able to sleep, have quality sleep with less amount of sleep, and then pain relief. And then wrinkle reduction is another thing because, you know, it's also renewing the cells in your skin. So I know a lot of people, you know, mention to me that when I say I'm 48, they're like, no way, you look like you're 10 years younger than that. So, you know, part of that is being Asian, but I mean, I see Asian women that are around my age and they have more wrinkles than me. So I believe part of it is the patch that is helping with that, because it definitely has decreased my wrinkles. Like in my forehead, I used to have this one really deep one that was coming in for me, you know, going like this. And so I've noticed that one's decreased. I mean, I still can feel it, but it's just not as noticeable. So, and I noticed that if I don't take off the patch, like right after dinner, like around 8 o'clock, because I'll forget, then I'll end up staying up really late because I get so involved in something, and then before I know it, it's like 1 a.m. and I'm like, oh my God, I need to go to bed. I usually go to bed like around 11 p.m. So I usually take it off, and then I'm able to sleep. So, and what's the other thing I wanted to mention? It also can help with scar reduction. So if you have a scar, let's say that you had for a while, because it's stimulating your stem cells to produce younger new cells. So just like, you know, when you get a sunburn and you get new skin that comes underneath and then the old one sloughs off. So it can do the same thing for scars. I have a little scar here, and I noticed that it is getting a little bit better looking. It's not to the point where you can't see it, but I'm gonna try putting the patch like maybe right on top of that area. I don't know if that makes a difference. They say that you could just put it on the back of your neck or under your belly button, like about 3 finger widths. And because those are kind of like central areas of your body where a lot of nerves go, or a lot of organs are there. So, but it doesn't hurt to put it on other places as well. So I think that kind of covers everything I wanted to say about it. If you have any questions, like if you want like specific information about it, then apply with a comment. You can contact me directly if you want. I can make another video that gives more details on it. I don't want to make my videos too long because I know that some people like have short attention spans. Well, a lot of us have short attention spans. I should admit myself, when something gets to like 30 minutes and I'm like starting to fall asleep and thinking about other things. So I hope this was helpful to like open your mind to something different. I know that I had never heard of these patches before. There's only one company that I know that produces them. And so if you want more information about that, I will put a link in the description of this video. But I definitely want to kind of guide you on the use of it, because you just buy it and then you use it, and if you're not, I don't want to say using it properly, but there's certain things that you should do to kind of optimize that it's going to work for you. Like if you're not drinking enough water, then this may not work for you. That was kind of Tom's problem, because he was on water restriction. He only could have 37 ounces of water per day, where a normal person is supposed to have like 64 ounces. So he was basically dehydrated. So the water, I'll have to do a separate video on this on water, so you understand. But just to give you a real quick idea, so your cells need water. So if you think about it, like when you don't drink enough water, your skin gets dry, right, and gets all itchy and yucky. When you have enough water, then your skin is nice and moist. Well, that's because the water is in each cell, and then the cells communicate to each other. That's how you know that you have pain and stuff like that. So the water allows for that communication, basically for the electrical, what do they call it? Basically electricity to travel from one cell to the other. So that's how they communicate. So if you don't have enough water, then the communication line is kind of slowed down, if you will. So anyway, I just want to make sure that when you go to try them, that you do everything possible to get the most out of it, because they're not as expensive as stem cell injections. They're definitely not as dangerous, but I mean, it's not 1 cent per patch. It breaks down to be about, depending on how many patches you buy. So like if you get 30, just the one pack of 30 at retail, I believe it's $125. And if you buy it at wholesale, because you buy more than one, then I think it ends up being about $100 with tax and stuff, shipping, a little bit over $100. So then that's more like $3 per patch. And if you get a really big package deal, like say you buy it for like your whole family, like your family of 4, or you have friends that you all want to like pitch in and get a big package deal. So then you can get like 19 of these packets. And then it breaks down to like, I don't know, a little bit over, like somewhere between $1 to $2 per, no, I think it's like more closer to $2 per patch. So that's what I do, because this is what I do to make money. So I figure it'd be best for me to buy it as cheap as possible. And so that way, when I'm using it for myself, I'm getting it at the cheapest price. And if I want to sell it to somebody, then the difference in what I'm paying and what they're paying is my income. So anyway, if you are in the Bullhead City area, then I can sell you individual ones if you want to try one, or you want to like get maybe a week's worth, then I can sell you individual ones and then you can try it out. And if you're in California, I have partners in the area that can hook you up. So there's some in Alhambra, but they go to Long Beach, they go to Torrance, they go to different areas in Southern California all the time. So if you want to try it out, then let me know, and I'll put you in touch with them and vice versa and get you hooked up. So I will leave it at that, and I hope that this was helpful. And please, as always, I welcome your positive feedback. And please make sure that when you give your feedback that you word it in a way that is positive and as you would like it to be said to you. So hope you have an amazing day, and may peace be with you until the next time we speak. Aloha.